Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on February the 18th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. In terms of overall with the market, today we saw that the dollar did well. There was positive news for the US. And then other than that, there are a lot of shutdown in terms of the refineries in the US because of the bad weather that Texas is seeing. And as a result of that, it has impacted the oil refinery, like I said. So oil supply has been impacted, and hence we have seen oil prices have gone up. All right, so in terms of the news that's coming up here, not much, not a whole lot in terms of important data. We do have ECB monetary policy meeting minutes. So just like the Fed here, these will be important. But again, if we don't see anything that is really different than what ECB has said before, we shouldn't really see much of a difference. Other than that, we do have non-farm payroll numbers here for Canada, consumer confidence numbers here for Euro. So we'll see how these come. So right now, they're not looking that great, and that is to be expected with the COVID situation that we are seeing. But if the numbers decline here, that will be negative for Euro. Other than that, we do have consumer confidence numbers here from UK. Crude oil inventories, we are supposed to see a decline here. And if there is a decline, that will be a positive thing. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so let's go take a look at our charts. We'll start off with euro dollar here. So we were expecting a drop, and as we can see, we did get a drop. It did go a little bit lower than where our target was. So into the close to the second target, not quite there yet, but bias here is bearish. Okay, so bearish bias here for euro dollar. Now, only thing to keep in mind here would be that we are into the support resist. No, sorry, not support resistance, but we are into this trend line here, and this is where we could see some problems. Actually, let's get rid of that. We'll redo it. So price had been in an upwards trend, and now it's getting close to the trend. So bias is still bearish here, and target is 1.200, which was our second target from yesterday. So overall bearish bias. If it gets through this level, next target is the bottom here into this support resistance level at 1.1950. So right now bias is bearish, and we're looking for a drop here back into the support level. First target is 1.20, and then second target is 1.1950. Pound here, yesterday we had a neutral candle close. Generally, we see a drop after a neutral candle. It just gives us a warning that trend may be changing. So today we don't really have the red yet, but the point is the price is dropping, so we may see a further move here, further drop in price. Target is 1.3770. So first target will be the retest of today's candle, which is 1.3820, and then 1.3770. And should it continue lower, we're looking at 1.3730. So bias is bearish here for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar here, price hasn't really done a whole lot. As we can see here, bias is, or the candle close is neutral, which means we could see a drop. So if price holds below the high of the day here, I'd be looking for a drop. So basically, as we can see, price has already done a retest. And now if it holds this level, looking for a drop here, first target is 0.7710, and then below that we're looking at 0.7665. So neutral to bearish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, this one is trading in a range still. As we can see, price rejected the high. We had a nice bearish pin bar here. So now we're looking for a price move down into the support here, into the bottom of the range. So price has been trading in a range, rejected the high of the range. So we are essentially looking for a drop towards 0.7130. So bias here is bearish within this range here. Dollar CAD here, dollar CAD did go up, but as we can see, price is rejecting the resistance level here. So we'll have to watch out. So in this case, bias is neutral here. There is slight bullishness to the candle here, but as we can see, price hasn't really been able to go through the resistance. And with the Canadian dollar, the impact is really due to oil here because of the supply chain disruptions in oil. Oil price has gone up, which in turn is positive for Canadian dollar. So in this case, I will look for a potential retest here and then a drop back down. But basically, price is neutral, looking for price to trade between this range here, between 1.2750 and 1.2620. So neutral bias here for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at our silver here. Silver still looking are moving sideways here. It did drop a bit, but then pulled off of that level. We may get a retest of 27.65 or even 27.90. So watch out for that. But right now, this is neutral here. It's been trading in a range for last several days. I'm looking for this to continue. So neutral bias for silver, and I'm looking for it to trade between 27.80 and 26.70. So neutral bias for silver. Gold here had quite a nice drop right into the support level here. So in this case, bias is bearish. It is coming into some important support. This is where it bounced off of this level previously. So 1763 is the first target here. And should it get through, then we're looking at 1746. So bearish bias for gold. Oil here, because of the supply chain issues, this is looking bullish here and looking for a further move to the upside. 62.20 is where it is currently. 63 is the next target, and then we are looking at 64. So bias here is bullish for oil. Copper here, a big move to the upside. As we can see, price dipped a bit, then came into the support, and it has taken off. So we are already past our 3.83 target. It's right into 3.84 already. So next target is 3.85 and even 3.86. And then beyond that, we're looking at 3.88. So bias here is bullish for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin broke through this resistance, and as we can see, it was making higher lows and finally broke through this resistance. So looking quite bullish here. In terms of our target, it did get through that 51,000 mark. So now we're looking at, I'd say about 53,500, and then next target beyond that is about 55,000. So bias here is bullish. Now, the only thing to keep in mind is because it's been going up so much, if the stock market starts to drop, we could see a move lower for Bitcoin as well. So just be mindful of that. But for now, bias is bullish. There is momentum to the upside, and we will look for continuation here. S&P 500 didn't really do a whole lot. It's been trading sideways, still looking a bit range bound here. So in this case, we are looking for a range bound move and maybe a bit of a drop towards the support here. So in this case, the target is 3880. So neutral to bearish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, we did see that drop right into the support level. Now it did bounce off of that level, but there's still that downwards momentum there. So I will look for a retest of the support at 13,520. If it holds, then we're back into the range. But for now, neutral to bearish bias for Nasdaq. Dow Jones here, this one dropped and then has pulled back. So I will look for a retest of the high at 31,770. If it doesn't go through, we are essentially looking for a move back into the range. So neutral bias for Dow Jones. DAX here, we were looking for a drop. We did get that. Now looking for a further drop towards 13,800. So bearish bias for DAX here. FTSE here, this one did pull back. And first target here is 66.80, which isn't too far. And then second target is 66.20 level here. So bearish bias here. The only thing to keep in mind here though is watch out for this support level here, this support resistance level at 66.80. If it doesn't get through, it can still make that move higher. So keep that in mind, but bias is neutral to bearish or bearish here. Just watch out for 66.80 level. Nikkei here. Nikkei hasn't really done a whole lot. Neutral here, neutral bias for the day. It's still holding up there, just like it held over here. And now if it continues to do that, we may get a sideways move for a few days before it makes another leg higher. So keep that in mind. Neutral right now, this is neutral for if it does drop through this 30,120 level, then we can get a move back into the support here, base of this candle. Otherwise, we are basically would be setting up for a move higher. So once it gets through the support level at 30,120, next target is 29,700. So neutral bias for now for Nikkei. All right, so that's it for now. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.